Before applying the collision regulations at sea, every navigator must understand one important thing: the definitions used in the rules. What exactly is considered a vessel? When is a ship considered underway? And what does it mean when a vessel is not under command? These terms appear throughout the collision regulations. Misunderstanding them can lead to serious navigation errors. In this video, we will explain COLREG Rule 3, General Definitions. Paragraph A states that the word vessel includes every description of watercraft, including non-displacement craft, wing-in-ground craft and seaplanes, used or capable of being used as a means of transportation on water. Paragraph A means that the word vessel includes all types of watercraft, no matter their size, shape, or design. This means it is not limited only to traditional ships. It includes non-displacement craft, which are vessels that do not float in the usual way by pushing water aside, such as hovercraft that glide above the water surface. It also includes wing and ground effect craft, which are special high-speed vehicles that fly very close to the water surface, using the air cushion between the wing and the water to stay aloft. And it even includes seaplanes, but only when they are operating on water and being used for transportation. In simple terms, if it moves on water or can be used to move people or goods on water, it is considered a vessel under the rules, even if it looks like an aircraft or a modern high-speed craft. Paragraph B states that the term power-driven vessel means any vessel propelled by machinery. Paragraph B means that a power-driven vessel is any type of watercraft that moves using machinery or an engine. It simply refers to vessels that do not depend on sails or human effort, but instead use mechanical power, such as diesel engines or electric motors, to operate and navigate on water. In short, if a vessel has an engine that makes it move, it is called a power-driven vessel. Example: cargo ships, tankers, ferries, speedboats, and tugboats are all power-driven vessels because they use engines to move. Paragraph C states that the term sailing vessel means any vessel under sail provided that propelling machinery, if fitted, is not being used. This means the vessel must be moving, mainly using wind acting on its sails. Even if the vessel has an engine installed, it is still considered a sailing vessel as long as the engine is not being used for propulsion at that time. In simple terms, a sailing vessel is a boat or ship that is sailing using wind power only, not engine power. This distinction is important because sailing vessels have different responsibilities under navigation rules, especially when interacting with power-driven vessels. Paragraph D states that the term vessel engaged in fishing means any vessel fishing with nets, lines, trawls, or other fishing apparatus, which restricts maneuverability, but does not include a vessel fishing with trolling lines or other fishing apparatus, which do not restrict maneuverability. This means the vessel cannot easily change course or speed because its fishing equipment is deployed in the water and affects its movement. However, it does not include vessels using trolling lines or similar fishing methods that do not restrict maneuverability. These vessels are still able to move and navigate normally while fishing. In simple terms, a vessel is only considered engaged in fishing if its fishing operations reduce its ability to maneuver safely and quickly. This classification is important because vessels engaged in fishing are given special considerations under navigation rules due to their limited ability to avoid other vessels. Paragraph E states that the term seaplane includes any aircraft designed to maneuver on the water. This means it is not limited to flying in the air only. A seaplane can take off from water, land on water, and also move on the water surface when needed. In simple terms, a seaplane is an aircraft that can operate on water like a vessel, not just in the air. This is important in navigation rules because when a seaplane is on the water, it is treated like a vessel and must follow maritime rules to avoid collisions. Paragraph F states that the term vessel not under command means a vessel which through some exceptional circumstance is unable to maneuver as required by these rules, and is therefore unable to keep out of the way of another vessel. This means the vessel has lost the ability to control its movement properly. It cannot change course or speed to avoid other vessels, making it unable to keep out of the way. In simple terms, a vessel not under command is a ship that is not in control of its normal navigation due to an unusual or emergency situation. This condition is not caused by poor handling, but by situations like machinery failure, steering failure, or other serious technical problems. Because of this limitation, other vessels must give way and take special caution when approaching a vessel not under command. Paragraph G states that the term vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver means a vessel which from the nature of her work is restricted in her ability to maneuver as required by these rules, and is therefore unable to keep out of the way of another vessel. The term vessels restricted in their ability to maneuver shall include, but not be limited to, a vessel engaged in laying, servicing or picking up a navigation mark, submarine cable or pipeline. A vessel engaged in dredging, surveying or underwater operations. A vessel engaged in replenishment or transferring persons, provisions or cargo while underway. A vessel engaged in launching or recovery of aircraft. A vessel engaged in mine clearance operations. A vessel engaged in a towing operation, such as severely restricts the towing vessel and her tow in their ability to deviate from their course. In simple terms, this is a vessel doing special operations that make normal maneuvering difficult or restricted. A vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver is not broken or out of control, but is busy performing special operations that make normal navigation and avoiding other vessels difficult. Paragraph H states that the term vessel constrained by her draft means a power-driven vessel which, because of her draft in relation to available depth and width of navigable water, is severely restricted in her ability to deviate from the course she is following. In simple terms, this is a large vessel that sits very deep in the water and cannot safely navigate in shallow or restricted waters. Because of this condition, the vessel must follow deep channels or safe routes, and it cannot easily turn or move away from hazards without risking grounding. It is important to note that this applies only to power-driven vessels, and the restriction is caused specifically by the depth of water beneath the keel relative to the ship's draft. This classification is important in navigation because other vessels should take into account that a vessel constrained by draft has very limited ability to alter course. Paragraph I states that the word underway means that a vessel is not at anchor or made fast to the shore or aground. In simple terms, a vessel is considered underway when it is free to move on the water, even if it is drifting without engine power or sailing with wind. This means the vessel is still in the water and capable of movement, as long as it is not physically fixed to the seabed or shoreline. Paragraph J states that the words length and breadth of a vessel mean her length overall and greatest breadth. In simple terms, the length of a vessel means the total distance from the foremost point to the aftmost point, including all permanent structures. The breadth of a vessel means the widest width of the vessel at its broadest section. These measurements are used for identification, safety regulations, maneuvering calculations, and compliance with maritime rules. Paragraph K states that vessels shall be deemed to be in sight of one another only when one can be observed visually from the other. In simple terms, this means both vessels must be able to physically see each other with the naked eye. It is not enough to detect another vessel using radar, AIS, or other electronic equipment. This condition is important because certain COLREG rules only apply when vessels are visually in contact. Paragraph L states that the term restricted visibility means any condition in which visibility is restricted by fog, mist, falling snow, heavy rainstorms, sandstorms, or any other similar causes. In simple terms, restricted visibility happens when you cannot clearly see other vessels, objects, or navigational marks due to weather or atmospheric conditions. This definition is important because special navigation rules apply when vessels operate in restricted visibility to reduce the risk of collision. Paragraph M states that the term winging ground craft means a multimodal craft which, in its main operational mode, flies in close proximity to the surface by utilizing surface effect action. In simple terms, a winging ground craft is a special type of high-speed vehicle that behaves like both an aircraft and a vessel. It moves just above the water, where the air between the wings and the sea surface creates extra lift and reduces drag. Because of this effect, it can travel faster and more efficiently than normal ships, while still operating over water. This definition is important in maritime rules because winging ground craft are treated as vessels when operating on water, especially in navigation and collision avoidance situations.